I'd like to read the content of the certificate for the Dean Award. On top, you have Education Student Association, University of the Gambia, Dean Award of Excellence. This certificate is awarded to Mamadou Seydou Diallo in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best French student for the 2024 batch. Congratulations. Kadiro Sanya, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best history student for the 2024 batch. Next is Joseph Korea, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best economics student for the batch 2024. Thank you, Joseph. Next is Tijan Mbai, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best geography student for the 2024 batch. Good. Sanusi El Kamara, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best physics student for the 2024 batch. Now the Sanusis are dominating here. Another Sanusi is coming. Sanusi Jabi, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best Islamic student for the 2024 batch. This one. Next is Ilyas Asise, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best mathematics student for the 2024 batch. But I don't understand when I say the best mathematics students, the clap over there is so loud, so much so that I cannot understand that. It's not easy like that there. Okay, the next one is Asan So, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best biology student for the 2024 batch. Yes. But if it's not here, no need to call it. Okay, the next is Bala Ture, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best chemistry student for the 2024 batch. What is this name? Now we are going to Guinea-Bissau, Bissau Sabi. Sarah Frem, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as the best agricultural science student for the batch 2024. Now to the best of the best. For this one, I want all of you to stand up to give the due to the master himself, our humble Secretary General, man of the moment. I have the honor to call the best graduating students of the University of the Gambia 2024 batch, Foday M Sillah, in recognition of this outstanding achievement as the best English student for the batch 2024. Congratulations, SG. Thank you so much. Thank you for we are proud of you. And Mr. Yabo, thank you so much. May God bless you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I have the honor to invite Foday to come and give us a keynote remark. Foday, can you come forward? Let's put our hands together for the boss.
MC of this August occasion. In one of Barack Obama's famous speeches back in 2015, he mentioned that we have not inherited this land from our forebears. We've borrowed this land from our children, that is our progeny. That is to say that each person who lives on this earth has certain stages to live, just as Shakespeare mentioned in the 7 stages of a man. That from the beginning to the end, you have a life to live. And it is crucial for you as a person to ensure that you live that life worthy enough so that those that are to come after you will be able to enjoy the life that you enjoyed or better than you enjoyed. In the absence of our dean, the presence of his representative, that is Mr. Yabo, members of the 15th Executive Council of the Education Student Association, the most mature association within the University of the Gambia, my colleagues from the award fraternity, the studentship of the School of Education, I have known a few greater honors, or I have accumulated a few greater academic honors than the honor that has been accorded to me for the past 1 week. Thanks to the collaboration that I've received from my dean, the faculty administration, staff, and students of the School of Education. Like I've mentioned during the convocation, that this achievement is not just a personal achievement. It is an achievement that I share with each person present within the School of Education. And I did mention that none of us could have achieved what we achieved today without the support, without the spirit that our stakeholders embodied for us. I couldn't have imagined being the winner without each person that supported me along this journey. And I've mentioned it several times that my story is not just a unique story. It is a story that I've seen on faces within the School of Education and even outside the School of Education. I am not the first and the last person that has gone through such an experience. There are a crop of young men and women that have also gone through such experience. However, it is important that we narrate our story so that it will be a beacon of hope for those that are coming after us. In the School of Education, when we came in 2020, we had witnessed 3 different eras within this University of the Gambia, because when we came in the period of a pandemic, we started our academic journey in an online class, through an online class. We spent 2 semesters using the Google Classroom. From there, we witnessed the madness of the Brikama campus and then the Carnifing campus for about 3 years. And our final year, we came to the Faraba Bantan campus to start a journey that had been hoped for years for the University of the Gambia community. Now, along this journey, we had encountered so many challenges, but of course, the challenges were meant to shape our lives, to make us meaningful, to make this program meaningful for us, not only for us, but for those that are coming after us. And we made sure that those that we crossed paths with, we also left an indelible mark on their lives. And our batch, we have been very grateful that in the annals of our history, or in the annals of this School of Education, we've been very proactive from day one. We've amassed the championship of the tournaments that have been organized by the Education Student Association. That is our batch. When we first competed in this championship back in our second year, we were the champions. In our third year, we were the champions. In the fourth year, we were the champions. So that shows how dedicated and committed we had been during our stay at the School of Education. Now, let me tell you this, that there is no secret to what we have done as a batch. Our batch has excelled thanks to our collaboration, thanks to the collaborative spirit we embodied during our time. There is no intelligence that can save any individual from succeeding. You will not succeed if you rely solely on your intelligence. Your intelligence needs to be developed. How do you develop it? You develop it through your commitment, through your dedication, through your hard work, and through the good heart that you have for people. You cannot be an island. I've said this uncountable times in my capacity as Secretary General of the Union that if you are in the University of the Gambia, you are not just an island. You work with individuals within your program, outside your program, or within your department. That is the only way forward for you as a student and for those that you are working with. As a student body, particularly our English language unit, we made sure that we organized study classes and study groups. We made sure that we spent nights with friends, with colleagues, in homes, on floors. That was what we did because we believe that as an individual, we would not be able to prosper. We would not be able to pass our exams unless we join hands with others. And that had been manifested during our time. We believe that the lecture room was not enough for us to pass our exams, was not enough for us to have the required knowledge and skills, was not enough for us to have the right education to be able to inspire those that are outside the University of the Gambia. But we believe that with our colleagues around us, we'll be able to make it. That was why frequently we had organized study classes, we had organized tutorial groups coordinated by the administration of the Education Student Association. And believe me, if you are committed as an individual, as a student, the only thing that you can see is the performance that we have manifested to the entire university community. And strive to be somebody who assists your colleagues. Strive to be a tutor of your colleagues. There is a secret in being a tutor, because if you become a tutor, you are always steps ahead of your colleagues, because it requires rigorous preparation. You must prepare yourself to save yourself from that embarrassment when you face your colleagues in the class. That has helped me so much because I was always available in terms of tutorials, whether organized by the Education Student Association or not, because I knew it was very helpful to me. All right, because I needed to prepare myself, I needed to read the novels, I needed to, revise my scripts before I face the students. In that way, I would be steps ahead of those that I am trying to tutor. So this is very, very important. So I must express my gratitude, my deepest gratitude to the faculty administration, from the dean to the lecturers. I can remember vividly in one of the EDUSA games in Brikama, I was having a casual conversation with the then dean, Prof. Beatrice Ejufo. So she asked me about my GPA, and I told her my GPA. She was very happy. She nearly danced. She told me that this means that we could do something in the next convocation. Well, that encouraged me. That really boosted my morals in order to do better. Despite the fact that I was serving as the Secretary General, I made sure that that was not an excuse for me not to perform better. Those of us who would keep saying that if you're a student leader, you'll be retarded academically, it is just an excuse. It is just an excuse. I must tell you that I served as Secretary General and I campaigned for more than 6 months when the semester was hot and I was able to make it. My Auditor General, the best in their school, the School of Business and Public Administration, who is seated here, was the third best performing student of our convocation. He was an Auditor General, and we campaigned together for 6 good months before we were elected into office. That never retarded his performance as a student. So we are all legends when we graduate from the University of the Gambia, but the real legends are those that put together extracurricular activities and academic activities. They are the real legends. Whether you have honors, whether you have a cum laude, or whether you even have below honors, the moment you put it together, you amalgamate it with an extracurricular activity, then you become a real legend. So there is no way, there is no point that we should say that if you become a student leader, your performance academically will be retarded. Because this convocation is a perfect example that, of course, we can combine academics and extracurricular activities. So we must also thank all those stakeholders that help us. And personally, I must thank the MRC Holland Foundation. Without them, I wouldn't be able to make it this far. And I must say this for records, that in 2019, when I applied to be admitted at the University of the Gambia, I had no scholarship. I had to defer for 1 year with some of my friends. All right, and I was encouraged by the people who came here before me. The Education Nationwide Tour was very helpful. And I want to encourage each student here, particularly those that are aspiring to become leaders, to maintain that legacy of the Nationwide Tour, because you do not know to what extent it will impact lives and livelihoods, because it impacted my life. So I had to defer for 1 year. So the following year, I had to apply for the MRC Holland scholarship. So I was frustrated because it took a while before the results were out. And the teaching field was very frustrating that time. So my friend and I, Mohammed Sedi, we never wanted to go back to the teaching field. And there was no scholarship to come and start our program at the University of the Gambia. So we knew that there was a university whose tuition fee was far lesser than the University of the Gambia, and we could afford that. That was the International Open University. We decided to seek an admission into this university, and we had it. So we said that instead of going back to the teaching field, let's just start this program. Let's try to pay. So we had to pay. So when we paid, just less than a week, the MRC Holland scholarship was out. And it was out in a very interesting manner, because then we were always expecting calls. Whatever unknown number that you see on your screen, you were always agitated. You always thought that it was them, they were the ones calling you. So it was fun one fine evening that I marched into the mosque. When I marched into the mosque, I was about to raise my hands, and then a call came in. I saw an unknown number on my screen. So I had to exit the mosque. I had to exit the mosque and answer to that call. So I had the voice of a Westerner, Bepi. She said, "Hello, are you Foday M Sillah?" I had goosebumps. I definitely had goosebumps. I lost my vocabulary. I was not able to speak. I was not able to speak because I knew it was it. So the first thing that she said was, "Congratulations, you are awarded the MRC Rand Foundation scholarship to study English language at the University of the Gambia." To be honest, may God accept it from me, but that prayer, my mind was entirely on that scholarship. So the moment the prayer ended, I also received a call from my friend Mohammed. He told me that they called me. So we celebrated together. So we had to move here and then started our program in 2020. So please join me to give them a round of applause. Without the MRC Holland Foundation, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here today, because I might not have gotten the higher education scholarship. I might not have gotten another scholarship, because before that, I had applied for the higher education scholarship and I was not able to get it. So it means without the MRC Holland Foundation scholarship, I would have been in the teaching field. And I must also use this medium to thank my family, because they've done a lot for me. Being the first university graduate from my village shows the commitment and the perseverance of my family. Because like I shared with the Gambia Touch, before 98, there was no school at our village. There was no school at all. So when my dad returned from Europe, together with other stakeholders, he made sure that we had a school at our village. And in 98, it started. Then I was enrolled there in 2000. But you understand traditional settings, how it's difficult to get educated, how it's difficult to navigate this Western education system. It was very, very difficult for us. So if they had not stood for me, I wouldn't have gone this far. They made sure that I got the necessary items to get educated. And because of them, I was able to push hard. And for those of us that are teachers, that went through the Gambia College, it is never a mistake for us to go through the Gambia College. When we were going to the Gambia College, it might not have been our decision. It was never my decision to go to the Gambia College. However, believe in me right now, I couldn't have imagined going to anywhere before that the Gambia College, because it had shaped me. To be honest, if you sit to exams within the University of the Gambia, there are some times that you would lose track a little bit, but with just a word, you'll be able to be on track. That shows the experience that you've amassed during your time at the Gambia College and during your time in the teaching field. It was very, very helpful. I am a very proud teacher. I couldn't have imagined being in any other profession than the teaching field. All right, so I must send my appreciation to all those who supported me before my journey to the University of the Gambia. So let us continue to work hard as a community, as a family, that we are the most mature school within the University of the Gambia, because we are in-service students. We came from somewhere and we met here in the University of the Gambia. Let us leverage on the opportunities that we have had since we became teachers. There are others that came straight from the high school. We are better positioned to do better than them. All right? In as much as we should talk about the kind of lecturers that we have within our school. But let us also ask ourselves, how far are we doing, or what are we doing at our own level to ensure that we complement the efforts of those lecturers? All right. I know we've had some crazy lecturers within our faculty. I had encounters with them. But of course, that shouldn't stop anybody from pushing hard. Remember, you are yourself. And you can be anything that you aspire to be. Your mind is everything. Every person is born the same. We all had a blank slate with some natural giftedness. But how do we ensure that that giftedness is nurtured? It's when we are committed, when we do hard work, and when we persevere. These are the only ways that we can make it. All right. And let us also understand that it's not all about academics when we are in the University of the Gambia. It's more than that. The best of us who are those that would graduate with an experience and with knowledge. If you graduate with just the bookish theory, once you go out there, you will not be able to make it. So it is important that you have that hands-on learning whilst you are in the University of the Gambia. Those of us that have served as student leaders, former president of EDUSA is here, technical and logistics minister of the UTG SU is here. They can tell you how this thing has been beneficial to them. It positions them better to do hard, to do better. So it is important that we amalgamate our academic adventure or journey with student politics. Student politics is very important. It prepares you better. It is not bad if you engage in student politics, but let us do it in a very responsible manner. So on that note, I would like to thank each and every one of you. And of course, I must acknowledge the support that I've received from my Auditor General, Abdullah Espoja. He came purposely to witness this occasion with me. Please give him a round of applause. He is the best graduating student from the School of Business and Public Administration. Abdullah Espoja majored in accountancy, and he was the Auditor General of the 22nd Executive Council. Imagine how tedious is that office. Putting that office together with academic duties was quite a Herculean task. So I thank him so much. And Abdullah is also a teacher trained at the Gambia College. He was my batchmate from 2013 to 2016. So he is actually one of us. So thank you everyone for your kind attention. I'm really honored to be part of this great family of the Educational Student Association. And as we say, EDUSA must not die. Thank you so much.
We have heard from the valedictorian. We understand that it is touching. It is so deeply, very touching. There is one thing that we need to know about life and about ourselves. Life is not about who you are. It is about who you want to become. Life is not about the change that has been made, but about the change that you want to make. Life is not about the success that has been achieved, but the success that you want to achieve. The dean has told me that Foday is someone that you cannot just mark down. And from here until the place I will drop in Yundum, it is Foday. And that nobody can mark him down. He told me, could you imagine? I went to MRC Holland Foundation. They have to pull his transcript for me. Yes. Among all the students. He said they sat him down and pulled for this transcript and told him, look at this. So this doesn't come as magic. It comes as a testament of his hard work, his commitment, his dedication. Above all, his dynamic humility, that everybody speaks the same language of this gentle boy. You can round the whole campus. You leave the campus, round the entire country, and eat educational fraternity. Everybody speaks of the same language about this particular young boy. And that's the language of humility, the language of hard work, the language of discipline, the language of commitment and dedication. It is a challenge. And could it be a challenge that we can win? If not the next convocation, perhaps the one after, perhaps the one to follow. But I believe Edusans have something to be proud of, and that of the achievement Foday has put in place for us all to celebrate and to continue celebrating. Foday, we are proud of you. Edusa is proud of you. And of course, Edusa must not die. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, President. Thank you for we are proud of you.
Good afternoon, students of the University of the Gambia School of Education. Good afternoon, my co-council members, the representatives of the Dean School of Education, Mr. Yabo, the awardees of Dean Award of Excellence. I greet you all and welcome to Faraba, though Faraba is not new to all of you. I know either you have done 1 or 2 semesters in Faraba, so welcome home. Today is a great day in the School of Education. When we start the Edusa Week on Monday, things weren't easy, but due to hard work, commitment, and dedication, we have reached this far today to register success. So first, Edusans, a round of applause for yourself, for your commitment and dedication. When we started this week, things were very tense at the beginning, moving from the theater to the upstairs down there where you have the balcony, moving chairs, the podiums. It was tough. But with all that, I can proudly stand and say it, Alhamdulillah, we have registered success in the 4th editions of the Edusa Week. So thanks to everybody from the dean, faculty, lecturers, and all of you. Once again, clap yourself. Then go clap. I'm very happy indeed because I was never thinking that we are going to register this huge success, most especially during the sports day. The sports day I was in Brikam. I reached home almost 11 o'clock in the night. When I arrived home, my dad even said, "What is wrong with you? We left here as early as 10 o'clock. You are coming back after 10 in the night." I told him that Edusa called, and when Edusa called, there is nothing that will stop me from answering. So I feel like I'm a proud Edusan, and I know everyone here is a proud Edusan. Today we are celebrating our colleagues. Some of them were our course mates. We shared one class or one course with some of them, and today we are here celebrating them for their milestone achievement. The valedictorian, that's my brother Foday M Sillah. When I listened to his speech, after the end of his speech, I repeated it almost 3 times, listening to the powerful speeches he was doing during the convocation. Wallahi, I can say I am really inspired by his speech. He said, if someone at, I don't know, this place in CRR, URR, so I even forget the name of the place. He said, if that son or the daughter can come here and strive, why not we? I am sure everybody here is ready to challenge and perform better than Foday M Sillah. So he challenged us, and we are also challenging ourselves. Let us strive very hard to make sure that we also register huge success and promote the name of the School of Education within the 4 corners of the University of the Gambia. When I put Foday on my status, some of my co-mates in the University of the Gambia School of Arts and Science and BPA, some of them were even teasing me, telling me that today all of you are happy. I said, yes, we are super happy because we have made history after 25 years for the first time. That shows you that Edusa will never die. They said Edusa must not die, but Edusa will never die because Edusans are ready to take up both the leadership and the academic side. So Edusans, everyone is happy. And Foday, thank you for setting the bar very, very high. And inshallah, we will all strive very, very hard to reach that bar or even surpass where the bar is set. So on that note, I thank each and every one of you for coming here, and inshallah, activities of the School of Education continues, because Education Week is not the only activities of the council. We have another major activity that is pending, and inshallah, that one also will register success, because together we will. And for they say, the quote from Obama, yes, you can. And I also believe that, yes, Education can. So inshallah, the nationwide also is coming, and very soon the flyers and everything will be out, and let us all take part so that we reach that success during nationwide too, because it is also a major activities of the council. So on that note, I thank you all once again.